take me through. Sometimes we go through the zoo. Oh, you know right back to the yeah, yeah. So if you have to go down to the zoo, yeah, oh, you know right back to the
Hello everyone, this is Maysha with Hitting the Road in Mississippi, and I am here with Miss Hit the Road herself, Peggy Brown.
Thanks, Maysha. Maysha is my partner in crime in these podcast videos, and so I'm so glad to be here with her and our wonderful guest today.
This is such a treat. So, Carlos and Cucho.
Yes.
Wow. And we only have the two of you, and there's so many variations of you all because there's three of you, four of you. So we're going to get to that. But before we do, because she's known Cucho for so long, and so Peggy, take it away.
Yay. I'm excited to be here with these two guys, and I know Cucho a lot better than I do Carlos, but I've just so enjoyed the talent of the two of them together. But yeah, I've known Cucho for maybe 12 years. It's probably longer than that.
Might be a little longer than that, yeah.
And we first met at George Street
Yep.
Grocery Blues Jam, which was where I met a lot of people in Jackson first off. And so, but as I said, I'm so glad to have met Carlos and to listen to them play. And they're just fun.
Well, and we're kind of divided, kind of how we know them, because Carlos was wonderful, and because I met him at Front Porch, and I was looking for someone to do meditation music for me, and I had not had any luck finding anyone. And a friend suggested, you know that the one that plays the Spanish guitar that you're always posting, his music would be amazing. I really think you should ask him. And I'm like, I can't ask him to do that. And she's like, yes, I think you should ask him. And I reached out, and he's like, I'm in. I'm totally in.
I was in. That's cool.
So I know Carlos better than I do Cucho. So we're kind of divided up the right way.
I know.
Yeah. And I tell everyone that is you, and I put it out all the time that is you, and I get so many compliments on the meditation music. I named it Unconditional Love. It's in the frequency of unconditional love, and it is amazing. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So, Cucho, I sort of know where you're from, but tell everybody where you're from, and then we want to hear from Carlos. And I'm only starting with you because I'm sitting beside you.
That's fine.
So,
Well, I was born in Santurce, Puerto Rico, and let's see, come from family that all my brothers play or sing, and I got my one brother. Sorry to tell you, but he's my favorite guitar player. This is my second favorite guitar player, but since we've grown up playing and we're in bands together, and then after my parents divorced, we moved to Pennsylvania, and so I've been from Pennsylvania to Indiana, to Indianapolis, and then from Indianapolis to Raleigh, North Carolina, and from Raleigh, North Carolina, I'm here. And I been here since '97.
I was going to ask you how long you've been here.
'97, I can't believe it.
All right, so, and I want to know how you guys met, but, so Carlos, tell us where you're from.
Well, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, but not originally. But I came in from Cleveland, Ohio. But I was born in Argentina, Buenos Aires, and came here. I came to the States or this country at an early age. The first time, I was almost 6. First time. Then we had moved. Then my parents decided to move back in the 70s, and then moved back, and then went to school there, and then we stayed there for, I'd say, about maybe 4 years, and then we came back because of the political unrest there, and we had to come back.
Do you
So
remember?
you still have that wonderful accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have that wonderful accent then. Yeah.
Do you remember much about the moves? Do you remember doing that? Was that a difficult process, moving
Mhm.
back and forth between the countries? Was that difficult?
It was.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I had more or less settled here in this country, and then you know it's different when you're moving to a different country. You know, you're not your friends and family that you have in that respective country. I mean, you leave them.
Mm-hmm.
So of course I knew most of my family back there, but I was young. I mean, we had gone back to visit every so often,
Okay.
but the moving there was different. But when we came back, I didn't want to move back here
Oh.
Oh, wow.
because I you know it was when we were all settled and
Yeah.
I found my way and of course we had to move back.
Wow. You also then, at some point, ended up living in my neck of the woods. That's another thing we have in common, is living kind of in the same area at one
Yeah.
point,
Yeah.
in southern Illinois.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
You mentioned it.
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
Salute,
For several years in Southern Illinois.
Mhm.
That was due. That was due to my wife.
Mhm. Right.
The education, and I had moved with her all around.
Mm.
You know, to further her education. And
Right. You know somebody's lived there when they know that southern Illinois actually is capitalized.
yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did not live there.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's capitalized, yes.
it's a beautiful place.
All right.
So an interesting thing about all of us is that we are all transplants.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
None of us are Mississippians,
We-
but we are now.
We've
Yes.
all hit the road to come to Mississippi.
Exactly.
That's
That's
good.
pretty much it.
We have.
That's correct.
Which
Yeah.
is kind of a big part of our premise, is the fact that much of the world is hitting the road coming into Mississippi because of the music, because of the arts, which is why we do this podcast in large part, is because we have the artists here.
Yeah.
And so
Mhm.
these two are transplants, as
Yes.
are we, but their art that they do is amazing and has brought such richness to, because it's not what you expect to hear in Mississippi, but it's amazing and it flows so well with what is here. So, and you all met in a blues.
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
blues place.
because Cucho plays percussion, and then he also played in the Mississippi Musicians Day band.
That was a fun game.
That was fun, and brought
That was a
his
fun
red, white, and blue percussion set.
Yeah.
And these two guys have done front porch for us at Blue Monday,
Oh, a lot of
and
fun
so
too.
appreciate.
And we were honored. I know I was honored. I know he was too. But to be asked to do that,
Yeah, it
because
was.
by that time I knew
powerful.
what it was about
Mhm.
after living here, and so to be asked, I said, "What? Really? Why would they ask?" me?"
Because you're so good, you said okay to do it, and there's no money in it.
So that's why.
They were thinking of something like, yeah.
No,
There's
but
immense talent.
because
You
the thing
guys
is,
have.
it's part of history. You know, and
Yes,
that's
it
being
is.
around. That's what I found out. I mean,
Yeah.
so that's why.
Well, cool.
You know, we continue doing it too.
Yes, it is quite historic,
Mhm.
and I know it is an honor to be asked to
Yes,
do it. Because
it
you're
is.
like, really? You want me to do
Mhm.
front porch at Blue Monday?
Yeah.
And to us, it was even greater because it's like, there's that, as you know, that artist who came from Colombia. My wife is from Colombia, so like, okay, so it was like she wanted to be there, but it's like, and it was an honor meeting how many Latinos besides Carlos Santana, you know, play blues, and it's like, and pretty much blues it's like kind of like cartilage or glue that brings out from everything, and that's what and it was great seeing and it was, to me, that's what the part that was really cool. Doubly because he played blues. Another thing, like a Latino playing blues, and he's from Colombia where my wife is from. So I was
Yes.
like,
Yes.
okay, that hit me big time.
So how did you guys hook up? Because I don't know that
He's
story.
he's got that story down pat. So I like when he explains it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, it's I don't mind telling because it's one of my favorite things. Like when everybody asks us, and I was, somebody I was on the phone, and all of a sudden I get a message, and I see the picture of this beautiful wand, and like this, like,
Wait a second, no, that's not you.
No. At the time, I was very single. I'm like, okay, and then she goes, "Do you play cajon?" Which is a box drum originally from Peru, and then made famous in Spain too, but now played everywhere. So a little bit of history there. So I got into this, play cajon. I was like, oh, yes, I do. Well, I said, do you play flamenco? And I said, well, I attempted. Says, my husband plays flamenco. I said, excuse me, where is your husband? I need to talk to him. And it was hilarious. And we met, and then we met of all places when we finally started getting back messages. And of all places, we ended up in an Irish bar here in town. First time we played.
The Irish bar, that has come up again because I keep laughing about the blues coming up in the Irish bar. That is just, Mississippi is just such an amazing place.
Yeah. Well, it was during an open. Well, we had to find a place where we can perform.
Like an open jam or something.
Out.
Yeah.
So at Fenian's.
Fenian's, yeah.
So
yes, an Irish bar makes perfect sense for you two to try out with blues.
And they had an open mic, so I said, why not do that? And let's see what Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
we had a blast, and sooner or later we everything was like, okay, yeah. We found out we had the very, very two scarily similar tastes in music.
Yeah.
Like, not just flamenco, but just jazz and blues and like that. And we're like, okay, this is gonna be fun. And we were talking about doing an acoustic band, which is like the birthplace of the Jackson Gypsies, the band that we're now. And it says, I happen to know these guys that would be awesome. And it was like that. And the band has gone through changes there, and to other great musicians to play with us. But now the formula we got now, and it's really cool because now you got 3 Latinos in this band, and an African American, and an African American from Indiana, which is weird because it's
another transplant.
Another transplant.
Transplant.
So the band is all transplanted in Mississippi, and so it's really cool. And our bass player goes to he came from Indiana through Jackson State.
Wow.
So a lot of our friends go to Jackson State or alumni. So it's kind of cool that.
Yeah.
We heard you for the first time as the Jackson Gypsies recently, and
I hate to say that it's been so long that they've been together, and only recently did we get
I
together.
didn't know that.
I know.
well,
For some.
you all started Billie Jean, and I just about.
Oh.
I'm like, oh my God, because you all never fail to impress me and wow me. But when you all started that, I'm like, whole new level of respect. I mean, and we had so much fun with that too, because I was up recording I was up close videoing by the time
I
we
know.
did that.
I love your recordings
That's
too.
pretty cool.
And we had
I
so
love
much
your recordings
fun.
because it's the best sound.
Yeah, it was.
I always hear you too.
And that was a special night, not only just because we recorded it, but my nephew,
Yes.
my nephew who just turned 18 was playing cajon with us.
I know, he did such a good
And-
job.
I focused on him a lot. I got him a lot because I knew about that, and so you were hard for me to get, but I got him a lot.
I'm always hard to get. I'm in the back. I
Yes.
keep a low profile.
I'm always in the way. I'm sorry.
Well, and I didn't want to get in front of everyone, and so a few times I came around, but I try not to be
No,
intrusive
you
in
didn't
the
even walk in. You
audience.
need to
And,
walk right in.
well, I try not to, because they're there to see you all, not see me video you all. So I try not to be intrusive doing that, but we had such fun doing Billie Jean because you turned right around and played to me, and that was so much fun. But you all did that, and I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding. That was just like, it was
great.
off the charts great. But
Thank
you all never fail to impress, and so,
Thank you.
yeah, it was just
And so
amazing.
now we've seen them as a duo.
Yes.
And then we've seen them with Gina.
As a trio.
Yes.
And that was amazing.
And that was amazing. So there are many variations of these
Yes.
two.
Oh, a lot.
Yeah, and
We also have Gypsy Heart too.
Gypsy Heart, which
right.
is the
With
Gypsies
Gina
with
and the
Gina.
Gypsy and the Jackson Gypsies. With
Okay.
Gina. And music is a little different.
So you add another element to that, especially the higher voices can do that. And I'm usually the one to try to get like this, like, okay, but it one of the things that I love about all the is that we can take songs and do it our way.
Yes.
And still convey the message that it is a great song. This is our humble take on it, and it has come like, oh my gosh, and just amazing, and that's why it never gets old. Because you have to wait, play a song, musicians say, oh, we have to play this song again. Let's do it this way. And a lot of I've noticed that he comes out with some crazy good arrangements.
Yes.
And then I'm hearing something and he likes to say, no, keep that. And I'm like, okay. So,
And crazy good vocals.
yes.
Yes.
When I heard him open his mouth the first time, I was like, okay, we need to put something together.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he's the one that brought it up first. He said, hey, why don't we put something together? It's a good idea.
It's been great. 5 years. You said how long?
I can't-
5 years.
Oh, wow.
With the Gypsies.
Oh my God.
Really?
I cannot believe it.
And
Yes.
we just heard y'all for the first time. My apologies.
Oh, no. Gives us time to get to all the season stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And it never gets old because we get people that on a dare, we have a few songs that have been on a dare or by a request, and then we make it our own. An example of that would be there's two of them. One is Africa from Toto, which normally you have all this instrumentation, and we just two guitars and bass and percussion. And it has been a lot of musicians compliment us on that. The coolest one to think is we were at Pelican Cove playing, and this girl goes, play In the Air Tonight, Phil Collins. And we're like, that's a lot of keyboards and stuff like that. And you know what? We look at each other, yeah, we can do it.
Let's work it out right there.
Right there, we did, and it came out incredible. So it's now part of a regular repertoire.
We heard you do it, and whenever you all
It's
said,
awesome.
"I've got a surprise for you," we're gonna do a Phil Collins
Yeah,
Genesis
yeah.
song. I'm like, it's in the air tonight. It's in the air. I told Peggy, it's got to be in the air tonight. It's got to be. And they started, I knew it was in the air tonight, and they were gonna rock
It
this.
was
And
awesome.
it was awesome. It was awesome. But the other night at Front Porch, because we only use original material on the podcast because it's just so much easier to do than try to jump through the hoops to use covers. You all did some of your original stuff for me, and so I have the video of that, folks. It's going to be in the video in with this.
2, 3, 4.
She twirls so lightly, just like cotton candy, soft and smooth like the finest brandy. She'll take your deep desires to the brain, as she smiles at you and winks. She'll blow right past you, just like a rushing wind, and leave you breathless with that tempting grin. She'll drive you crazy with those pouting lips, and then she'll touch you like a whip. She's always so exciting, spontaneous like lightning. No. Never underestimate her, 'cause you know she'll please you later again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Ooh, she's my little Latina teaser. I just can't deny I need her. She's my little Latina teaser. I'm the only one who needs her. She's my little Latina teaser. I'm the only one who sees her for what she is. Oh, well, I like it. knows. She's always so exciting, spontaneous like lightning. Never underestimate her, 'cause you know she'll please you later again and again and again and again and again. Oh, she's my little Latina teaser. I just can't deny her either. She's my little Latina teaser. She's the only one who needs her. She's my little Latina teaser. I'm the only one who sees her. Oh, what she is. Ooh, will I like it? She's always so exciting, spontaneous like lightning. Never underestimate her, 'cause you know she'll please you later again and again and again and again and again. Oh, she's my little Latina teaser. I just can't deny her either. She's my little Latina teaser. The only one who sees her. She's my little Latina teaser. I'm the only one who sees her. Oh, what she is. Will I like it? Latina. Thank you.
So y'all did a couple of originals
Yes, we
for
did.
me, and that worked out so well. One that you were doing front porch, and I heard Carlos say, "We're going to do an original," and I'm like, "Yes!" And so I actually came up and said, "Can you do another one?" So I have two.
Here's another original for you. This was called Let Me Go. I wrote this about my ex.
Can't you see what you are doing to me? Why don't you just go out and set me free? You're an uphill climb, then you bring me down. Roller coaster ride is what it's all about. I don't know. I can do no more. So just let me finally close the door. You just wanted for somebody else to make you feel like how you used to. Well, that guy who made you feel that way has become rolling stone, no satisfaction. What became of our piece of heaven? Went in and out just like a 7-Eleven. I don't want to fight with you no more. So just let me finally close that door. Come on now, close that door. Come on, close that door. Come on now, come on now. If you love me, just let me go. Gotta move on, let me go. I'm so tired, so damn tired, let me go. Thank you, everybody, so much. Thank you. We had a great time tonight. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So yes, so amazing
Yeah, it's,
and family to me. And so
thank you.
and yeah, so
And you do such a great job with like this.
You do, you do.
And it's
I'm gonna have to play this one back every night before I go to sleep.
Because you make a great,
our nightly affirmation is
such
putting
a,
this video.
such a great team here.
Yes.
oh yeah, it really is. It really is.
It really is.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much, y'all, for coming. Y'all.
Y'all.
Guys, you
Yeah.
guys. Thank you, you
Y'all.
guys, for
Capital C for Carlos, capital C for Cucho.
Thank you much.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
All right. And we want to thank you all for watching, and we want you all to catch Carlos and Cucho when they are hitting the road in Mississippi, and to come back with us next time as we are hitting the road in Mississippi.
Rise up and mind come along. Close your eyes up and mind come along. Close your eyes up and mind come along. Close your eyes up and mind come